Justin, I make that now 8 hours and 51 minutes since you last conceded a goal.
Well, I didn't know it was that long, but yeah, I think again, it wasn't a vintage performance in possession of the ball, but it certainly was very, very good without the ball today. I thought we looked solid, restricted Oxford to very few chances, and you know, at the end there, Christian Jolly just nearly snatched it for us. Whether or not we deserved it, I don't know. But to come to the league leaders and again not look like conceding, you know, we're certainly delighted with that. Perhaps didn't have that cutting edge, you know, in the game as we'd like to have done and as we have done a lot of times this season. But you know, I certainly thought it was a very good performance.
You had a few scares to start with, but then you grew into the game, really, didn't you?
Yeah, we're a little bit apprehensive from the start, a little bit indecisive, and I thought that took us a little while to get out of our system first half, and we spoke about it at half time. And you know, to be fair, Watford, they pinned Robbie and Ryan Jackson back, and we found it hard to get any width and get in behind them. But you know, as the game drew on, and I thought George Barker come on and looked like he may affect it. But yeah, I mean, we weathered the storm and grew into the game.
And Christian Jolly almost nicked it for you.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting better, he's getting fitter. He's not quite where he was when before he picked up his injury, but there's a glimpse of it now that, you know, physically he's getting fitter, and you know, he showed in that glimpse there when he just dropped his shoulder and went inside and just hit the top of the crossbar. You know, we just need one of them to go in for Christian, and then he's off and running. And
you've got to say that, are you seeing light at the end of the tunnel with the injuries with Andy Sandell on the bench and even Max Porter warming up before the game?
Well, I'm going to tell you that
goalkeeper Andy Sandell.
He was a goalkeeper tonight. Jamie Stevens picked up an injury late in training yesterday, and Andy being Andy just said, "Well, look, be on the bench." But he's not quite there. He's close, but certainly, yeah. Max is warming up with the team now. He's getting back into it. So we're certainly seeing some progression in the injury front.
And coming to the league leaders and getting a point, I mean, you'd love a win because there's still only one win away.
It is, but you know, I think that's our fifth draw, and you know, I don't think we've ever been holding on in any of them draws. So I've always said it's disappointing, but I'm not going to criticise the performances because some of them have been good enough to win the games, and I feel in a lot of them draws we've had the better chances, and you know, we're talking about fractions and millimetres of post and crossbars that we haven't scored. So I think you come here, you don't concede, you go away with a point. I think you've got to take a lot of positives, and the players deserve a lot of credit. 8
yellow cards in a game where there was hardly a dodgy tackle.
Nah, just
5 for your team.
Well, there you go. Disappointed with that. I didn't think the game warranted that, but you know, it's not for me to criticise the ref.
Is Jamie Stevens going to be okay, or are you going to have to go with Sandell on the bench on Sunday?
No. I think he'd be okay for Sunday. We're hopeful anyway. So yeah, we're pretty sure that he'll be back for them.
He would have loved it, though, wouldn't he, Sandell?
You know that he's just desperate to get back involved, Rob, and you know, we've missed him, but he's not far away now, so that's a big plus for us. But I think we could be more positive. I think we've got to perhaps have a little bit more belief away from home. I think we fear. I think we sometimes allow ourselves to be pushed back or be a little bit slow in our start. I think we try and combat a team rather than go and impose ourselves. But I certainly feel that what we've seen and where we've competed, that we shouldn't fear, and we've got to look to being in that top 7 come the end of the season now.
Yeah, is that the difference from home and away? That a little bit of belief maybe?
I think in some cases, but I think sometimes the whisker of the post. I mean, you know, looking at the last 2 games, we've hit the crossbar at the post. That hasn't happened to us tonight. No one in the last 2 games has struck our post or crossbar, and you know, they go in and we're talking about 4 more points and 3 wins away from home. So I think we've got to remain very positive with our performances. I just feel that there's more to come from us, and that excites me and that pleases me.
Yeah, and with your home record at Rodden Parade, Chesterfield, it certainly won't be relishing that.
I wouldn't think anyone would like to come and play right now, but again, you know, when we know we're playing one of the form teams and one of the fancy teams, and you know, we'll again pit our wits against one of the big boys.
Doing something on Sport Wales about Les Gadding. What sort of help has he been for you, and what do you hope he can be for you this season?
Well, he's thoroughly been supportive. I think not only is we've got a very close working relationship, but we've struck up a very good friendship. And as has Howard Greenough, they've both been extremely supportive, and always allowed me to bring players in on loan if we've picked up injuries. Gone and purchased players when we needed to, and I think everyone connected to the club has got to be proud of everything they've done in a short space of time. But I enjoy working with Les. He's been very supportive, and I have no doubt that will continue.
And if it comes to January, you're up there, around there, what chances of strengthening do you think?
Well, I think what we've got to realise is that we have probably 4 or 5 top players that we already have at the football club that are going to be back in January. So that's going to be like 5 brand new signings that we already know, they know us. So I really don't feel we need to strengthen. We've got Andy Sandell, Max Porter, Aaron O'Connor, Byron Anthony and Ryan Burgstall to come back. There's 5 top players there, so that's going to be 5 free transfers in the January window. So the chairman can buy me a drink instead of purchasing a player.
Last one, you're 14-1 for the Pompey job. Do I put a fiver on?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's speculation. I think a former player. I'm more than happy at this football club. I think it's a fantastic club. Seaby again, the fantastic support. I think the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So I think I've got a fantastic backing by the board. Got a great relationship with Tim Harris. You can see my players play for me, and I think we're work in progress, and look forward to continuing that work.
All the best, Chester.
Cheers, thank you.